Hey everybody, it's Vito Gesualdi here. About to do something a little different. We're gonna do a little standard, little 4-round standard event. I don't play a lot of constructed, but this deck is one I built a while ago, and I was reading Daily MTG. It said that this deck is now one of the better decks being played, so I thought I'd take it for another spin. This is obviously junk rights, so you're relying on burial rights to get a lot done. But I play a little bit differently. I don't want to rely on giant guys, and the reanimation is kind of just there because it's good. It's not the focus of the deck. A lot of decks are running like Crater Hoof Behemoth, and they got 4x mulch, so they can try and put these guys in the yard and win with one giant guy. I'm really more of a mid-range build that just happens to occasionally reanimate Thragtusks and acidic slimes, which is usually pretty good. I'll take you through the deck real quick. 22 land, nothing too special there. It's not the most ideal land base because I don't have all the, different pain lands and everything. Or I'm sorry, shock lands. I always say that wrong. I'm running one township for the Lingering Souls and one backwoods. I used to be running a Vault of the Archangel, but I found you don't really need the life link death touch nonsense. You're getting enough life off these guys anyway. So, I don't know. I just decided it's a lot more fun to sack stuff. You got a lot of elves sitting around. It's nice to draw some cards late game and find yourself something that wins the game. Acceleration. We have 6 1-drop elves. The pilgrims get us some white. The arbor elves hopefully untap either tombs or gardens. 2 Farseek, good to ramp, little mulch, and then Grizzly Salvage because it's just incredible. You're usually using this. This card will usually put an awesome creature in your hand and pop either a Lingering Souls or an Unburial Rites in the graveyard, which is fantastic. 2 Troll. This guy will live through some of the Wraths. Unfortunately, he doesn't get around Terminus, which is kind of the most popular Wrath, but I don't know. I've had games where you just, keep drawing into stupid elves and stuff. You make your Troll a little bigger, and because he's a regenerator, he is a problem. This is a new addition. I decided this deck is a lot better when it's putting pressure on early, so I threw 2 Smiters in the mix. A lot of people are running Healer main instead of a Smiter, but I have a reason I want the 1 extra point of power, and I'll get to that in a second. 4 Souls, you really can't argue about this card. It's kind of your all-purpose, either 4 chump blockers or 4, guys in the air just attacking at them. This card really does a lot and hooks up with the backwoods and the township. Now, the reason I wanted Loxodon Smiter is because Disciple of Bolas is a card a lot of players aren't playing, and I think it's kind of retarded that they're not. If you have Thragtusk in play and you play Disciple of Bolas, you're going to gain 5 life, draw 5 cards, and this deck really is poised to take advantage of a shit ton of mana. You have Rites in the graveyard, you have Lingering Souls in the graveyard, you just drew into a shit ton of cards. You have ways to spend that mana, so it's very cool to just keep drawing lands and basically filling your board full of crazy guys and hopefully beating it for the win. So in the 5 slot, this is where it gets a little interesting. 3 Thragtusk. It should be 4, but I can't afford a 4th right now. Although I should check. The price might have gone down a little bit. I'm running 1 Obsidat. This is a new addition. The card seems solid. The only thing is, it kind of needs like a big creature that can get around a lot of the counter spells people are playing. I don't know if Obsidat. It's solid. I mean, it dodges sorcery speed removal. I don't know how many people are playing sorcery speed removal, but it is, because there's less spot removal and it can do damage without having to get through. It seems solid. Oh, I also skipped over Harad, or Jared. This guy, no one else is playing, and I don't understand why it wouldn't be a one of. I've had this guy come down late as like an 8/8, and again, you have like a board full of like guys. It's great to play Thragtusk down, sack Thragtusk, do 5 damage. You get the 3/3. I mean, in this guy, sometimes I'll reanimate Disciple, draw like 8 cards. So, very cool. Acidic Slime, I don't see this in a lot of builds. Main, I don't know why. Land Denial, especially when you're ramping pretty hard. I mean, sometimes you can just, keep bringing Slime back with Rites. You're also going to hit, there's that 5-color deck that's running Chromatic Lantern. This guy has been helpful with that. So, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Slime. 4 Rites card is probably the most absurd card in the deck, and even though we're not that big on a reanimation theme, you still just love this card. It's creatures all day. This Armada Worm, I keep commenting, should probably be Thragtusk number 4, but it is nice to be able to Disciple the Worm and still have a 5/5 to back it up instead of a 3/3. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. And then Angel, that's kind of the one, you know, maybe you'll get lucky reanimation target, where if you draw into it, you're going to ditch it with Troll, or maybe you'll get it put in the yard by Salvage and Mulch. And the thing about this deck, again, is that it really wants to be able to hardcast this kind of stuff, and I've hardcast Angel more than a couple times, and it gets it done. Card's solid. It doesn't immediately win the game, but it's pretty cool. And what's cool is it can return the cards. A lot of people don't realize that. I mean, they probably realize it now. It'll give you back your own creatures when it dies. So if you have like a couple guys in the graveyard that you know you're going to want back, you know, you can have them go under Angel of Serenity, let it die, then get, you know, 3 Thragtusks back in your hand. Looking at the sideboard, for Duress, the biggest problem right now is obviously that $40 Mythic Sphinx's Revelation. So you kind of want to shut that down. Make sure that they're not casting that card over and over, which they will be. You want to just be able to Duress it. Deathrite Shaman is there against Snapcaster Mage, another big problem. Basically, this deck's biggest problem is blue. You know, blue counter everything and draw a million cards is a big problem. You don't worry too much about aggro because you do have 3 Thragtusks and a little other life gain, but even so, you have the 3 Centaur healers you can bring in. Take out the Smiters for them if you're really in need of some, you know, tinier guys. Or actually, you can take out, like, some of the big guys, bring in the healers if you just need low drops. 2 Orzhov Charms. I don't know if this card's that much of a deal. Let's see. So you can get your own creature back in your hand. It's kind of cool for reusing Acidic Slime. It can reanimate Deathrite Shaman. Mostly you're using it as targeted removal if you're playing against, like, Olivia Valderin or, like, one of the other big creatures that you need to take out. And Abrupt Decay, that's another thing you're going to bring in, probably against aggro. Take out those tiny guys before they become a problem. There's a lot of humans running around now. There's a lot of, just kind of like little beats, little red-black beats, so it's nice to be able to decay those away. Anyhow, that's the deck. Let's go to round 1.